Well, good morning. I'm Alice Keeler. That's
me.
I got Megan here with me. So one person joined me this morning. So we're here in 157. So sometimes I will do the online workshops in person. So if you want to come hang out, so it's recorded if you want to participate virtually, or you're welcome to come on down and hang out. That's not always available because if I'm not in town, we'll just do it online. So what I'm going to go over today is just talking about the digital portfolio. So if you have some questions about the digital portfolio, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the jump-in link and I'm going to put that into the event. So I'm going to type in here, jump-in link. So if you're on the event page watching this, what you should be able to see is the link to join me in the video chat. So I highly encourage you to join the video chat. Instead of, because you're just watching the video. There's about a 2-minute lag, 1 to 2 minute lag from what I'm saying live to what shows up in the video if you are watching this by video. So anyway, I encourage you to click the jump in link and join me live and ask me some questions. So especially as you have questions, you have two options. You can join the jump in link and come in and talk with me, and not really so fun to talk to myself, so maybe Megan will talk with me. We'll do this all together if I'm not embarrassing her. My hair feels like it's sticking up in the back. And then the other way is that on the workshop itself, on the event page, you can insert comments. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share. All right. So if you look on here, you know, so this is the event page. If you click on the play button, you're able to watch the event. You're able to watch the video. So you want to take notes, and in anything I ask you to do, you actively participate, and you do those. But then also right here where it says say something, just, you know, say hi. I am joining in on this workshop. Right? So you can leave comments on there. And ask questions. So that's one way that you can participate and interact with the video, because I'll be able to see those.
Draw blue whale.
Here you go, buddy. You want to go draw a blue whale? This is my son, W. Oh, wait, you can't see him. Let me turn off screen share. Stop. All right, W, say hello.
Hi. Hello.
You got sucker all over your face, buddy. You can go draw a blue whale? Yes, your tongue is purple. Thank you for sharing. Beat it. No, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Why not bring your kids? Which, by the way, if you don't like kids, you're probably in the wrong profession. So if you do bring your kids and come hang out with me, that's totally fine. So anyway, if you are watching, why don't you say hello on the event page? And then again, if you have questions, but I would love it if you would actually click on the jump in link to participate. So what we're going to be going over is the digital portfolio. Let me go to sites.google.com. This is probably going to be bad for me because every semester I have everybody share this with me. So when you go to sites.google.com, you should be able to see a list of all your sites. Okay, my sites. Come on. It's thinking about it. And so you can see here that I have way too many sites, but you would find your site from there. So you're going to sites.google.com. Thank you. Megan, do you have specific questions?
It was going on about the whole class, not just the...
Okay, that's fine. How would you feel? Feel free to say no.
A fish.
If we logged you in on here so I could record it and I could answer your questions and then people could see it. But you can say no.
I don't mind.
Okay, great. Why don't you slide over here? Slide over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up an incognito window. If you would, actually I'm going to turn off the screen share right now so that you can put in your email.
Okay.
Mail,
yeah.
Boy, watching webinars are the worst ever, right? People are just kind of messing around. It takes 10 times longer to get all the information than if I just wrote it. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna screen share this. Thank you. Super appreciate it. Definitely take a badge for this. And see if during 5 and there's one like create your own badge, just say.
Mom,
Let Miss Keeler demonstrate my site.
Mom, I
Yes,
need
buddy.
a drink.
Okay, well, I don't have one right now, so we'll get one later, okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so when you go to sites.google.com, hopefully your website is listed right there. So you're gonna go ahead and click on that and oh, this looks really great, right? So Megan's looks awesome. It should look something like this. So each week you would go in and click on blog, and that's where it says new post. You click on blog and you click on new post. And then she did this right where she's got her notes in there. Do you mind if I go to your Google Classroom?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to go to classroom.google.com. So I opened a new tab. I use Control-T on a PC, Command-T on a Mac to open a new tab. And I go to Google Classroom and I click on here. Now I have, it's a hard decision. So I thought maybe that we would do the reflection in a Google Doc, even though in the past I have not done that. And in fact, I think the directions said, don't use a Google Doc. But then I thought about it and I'm like, well, if I use Google Classroom, then they're all like collected up in one folder for me, which would be kind of awesome. So I'm going to try it if you want to. So if you click on open, you're going to see the section for your work. And you click on create and you create a document. It's going to create a document for your reflection. And it creates that automatically in Google Drive. So when I'm back on my blog, now Megan already did this where she did the exact same process with number 5, right? Week 2 notes. And by the way, all this, if it says late, unsubmitted, ignore that. I mean to make a meme and put that into the Google Classroom. Those, don't pay attention to those. Those are just ways to stress you out unnecessarily. So she had already done create docs and created her week 2 docs for her notes and right in Google Classroom. And so if you click turn in, you lose editing rights. So unsubmit if you do that. The due date is just to say, please make it by that date. It's not that the notes themselves are due that date. So I'm on week 2, so I can click the 2 here, or when I'm looking at it, at the title, if I click on the title, look up here in the URL. At the very end, it should have the page name of what you originally named it so that you know that you're on that specific page. If I click on blog, you notice the URL ends in blog. I see the new post. So I don't want to do that. I want to actually edit week 2. So I'm going to click week 2. Now that I'm on week 2, and again, I can tell because the end of the URL, and I'm going to click the pencil. So the pencil lets me edit the page. And I'm going to delete this just whoops, not that. Control Z is the best thing ever, undo. I mean, watch this. I'm going to oh my goodness, where did my stuff go? Control Z brings it back. If you're on a Mac, it's Command Z. Pretty much everything works the same on the Mac as the PC, except you use Command instead of Control. So I usually try to say how it would look on the PC because most people are PC users. So if you're using a Mac, use Command. So I'm actually going to delete this just so we can repost it. So what you would do each week is create a blog post. I'm going to hit save because this is the beauty of Google Docs. It's easy to find. All right, so each week you click on blog, you click new post, and I encourage you to make next week's this week so it's all ready to go for you to turn in. So let's just go ahead and make week 3, right? So I go week 3. This will be actually January 31st, 2016. I'm just putting the dates as Sunday, so it's the week of, right? So it's the week of. So anyway, I don't care what date you put on there. And then I write the word notes, and I push enter, 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 enter. And I write the word reflection, and I push enter, 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 enter. And then I hit save. And that's how you create your blog post every week. And when it saves, do it. Then I will Control L, highlight the URL. I love that keyboard shortcut. And it doesn't copy it, but it highlights the whole thing. So as much as possible, you know, as a teacher, you're going to be like doing a ton of digital grading. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. You're going to be doing a ton of digital grading. And so, you know, if you were like moving the mouse around a lot, you were going to get carpal tunnel. It will be super unfun. If you have to learn keyboard shortcuts, and you will get through giving digital feedback and digital grading really fast. So I encourage you, like Control T opens a new tab. Control W closes the tab. Control L highlights the URL. And so I just do this all the time. Like I'm looking at this, I'll be Control L, highlight the URL. Control C, copy. Control T, new tab. Control V, paste. I mean, there's reasons why I need to do that process a lot with student work. So anyway, your life will be much better if you learn keyboard shortcuts. Learn one, get that down, and then learn another one. So I just gave you like a whole bunch.
Yes.
Which one are you going to learn?
Control Z.
That is the right one. In fact, let's put that in the community. We're going to call this the keyboard shortcut of the week.
Okay.
Keyboard shortcut of the week. Okay. Control Z is undo. When you have that moment of panic that you just messed things up, use Control Z. I'm going to put this under tips. So one of the things I do is like I'm working with students and I'll go over and like, yeah, let me show you how to do that. And you click on this, you do this, you do this, you do this. And so I show them how to do it. And then I do Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. And I undo the whole thing. And I'm like, now you do it.
Yeah.
So that's, I think that's just a really good teaching tip. And then I just hope they don't know Control Y, redo. It doesn't matter. So it's just, obviously I want the kid to do it themselves. So then I can show them and then we can just undo it. So this is the link, Control L, highlight the URL, Control C, copy. That's the link that I turn into the sign-in sheet. Now, if you go to Google Classroom and you find the notes and the reflection and you create those documents, then you just come right on back. I'm going to do this in week 2. I come back to the week 2. I click on the pencil. And then I'm going to put my cursor underneath the notes. And I go Insert, Insert, Drive, Document. I'm looking for week 2 notes. That's number 5. See how numbering these assignments like helps everything. So that's number 5, and I hit save. So there's my notes document, and then I go here under reflection, and I go Insert, Drive, Document, and I insert the reflection. That was number 12. And I hit save, and then I don't have to do anything here ever again. It will automatically update. So right now the notes and the reflection are totally blank. But what I'm going to do then is go back to Google Classroom. Let's do this from the stream. As I'm in the stream, I go down to number 5 and I find the week 2 notes. Number 5, week 2 notes, right? And then I click on the link to open up my notes, which are blank. So what are some things we've learned today? Okay, so Control Z is undo. And then we're going to make a little note on the side. This is my keyboard shortcut of the week. I am going to be a ninja. Now, I've learned the keyboard shortcuts for inserting those comments and saving them. Now, think about as a teacher where you might have 150 students, but even if you only had 30, yeah, right. But even if you only had 30, inserting comments 30 times is a pain, and 150 is nearly impossible if you're trying to use the mouse and going out like, insert comment.
Yeah.
Now, notice what it says up here, insert comment. I'm going to zoom in on this. Do you notice it's showing me the keyboard shortcut right in the menu? Most people ignore that.
Yeah.
But if you're using something from the menu, a lot of times it'll show you the keyboard shortcut. Decide at that moment, I am going to master that and practice it a lot. You will be a ninja at the computer in no time if you just focus on like, I'm going to get these keyboard shortcuts down. And you'll be able to do things a lot faster. So the other ones we had, bonus keyboard shortcuts to learn later. And I like to, like it says normal text, switch it to headings because it makes it big and bold. It also makes your work more accessible if you have students who have eyesight issues and they have to have a screen reader. Having headers allows them, you see right now it says normal text, but using things as headers allows the screen reader to jump to the next heading. So it's a good idea when you create resources and websites and things is to use headers. So Control L highlights the URL. Control C, copy. Control T, new tab. Control W, close the tab. Now think about this. You have 150 students. You need to open up 150 documents. You need to close 150 documents.
Yeah.
Think of how many clicks that is doing this with the mouse with, you know, for those of you who can't see, I'm waving my finger around in the air. You learn control, like I'm looking at student work, control W, I close it.
Yeah.
Next student work, control W, I close it. Like I'm gonna get through this pile of work way faster if I know control W. So that's a good one to learn later. So you see here where you go up here to the X to close it? I'd use the keyboard shortcut. So I save myself, do this up, down nonsense. Think about this. Up, down, up, down. Oh, wait, I can't. I just open it back up. So that's kind of my workflow. When I'm done with something, I control W, close the tab, and then of course I'm going to use control V, paste. Now here's a really nifty one. Control Shift V is paste with matching the destination formatting. One of my other tricks is I push enter like a million times because it gives me room. Because what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to mess up the formatting.
Okay.
So I'm going to make this
Mom,
Comic Sans,
Mom,
size 30,
Mom,
and pink.
Mom. Mom.
So I'm going to use Control Shift V. So now notice here, I'm just going to copy and paste this. Okay, copy. If I paste, oops. If I paste, it's going to match. See how it's highlighted blue because the page was blue. Now I don't want that there. So what do I use? Control Z,
Okay.
make it go away. So I paste it in like I don't really want that. Control Z makes it go away because that's the keyboard shortcut we're focusing on this week.
Yes.
Yes, buddy.
There's a water bottle right there.
That's not my water bottle. It's garbage. Can you go put that in the garbage?
No, it's not garbage.
It is. So now here, now a second ago when I pasted, it was highlighted blue. If I hold down the Shift key, it's going to match. Ready?
This is my
So now it's size 30 Comic Sans and it's pink. So
Okay.
when you copy and paste from the internet, hold down the Shift key when you paste so it doesn't mess up your document. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So look at my trick there. See how I have like this big pink cursor?
Mhm.
As I come down, it's not a big pink cursor anymore. Why? Because I pushed enter a whole bunch of times. And that's my point. When I open a document, the first thing I do is I push enter like 50 times. I'm not joking you.
Okay.
Because how many times have you inserted something, pasted it, and it messed, like, freaked out your document?
Mhm.
Now, there's always Control Z, but even still.
Yeah.
I have all these enter keys below it that are the regular normal font that I
Yeah.
can, like, get control back of my document. And it's also really great for collaborating because if I click on the blue share button, I can share this with somebody. And once I share it with them, that allows them to edit it at the same time with me, right?
Mhm.
Well, if you didn't push enter, you fight over the cursor spot. You
Okay.
both try to type in the same spot. So this way, like, you type up there and I type down here. And
Mhm.
it gives us room. So this, I just push enter bunches of times when I start up a new document. Now, I'm done typing on my Google Doc. There's no save button for the win. So I'm going to just close it. Remember my keyboard shortcut?
Control W.
Control W, and I just close it because if I go back to my notes, now this does take about 5 minutes or so to update, but I'm going to refresh. Didn't I hit save? I discard the draft. You'll see, right? It automatically updated my blog. So this is like a backwards thing. Like I turn in blank stuff,
Yeah.
and then I go do it later because it automatically updates. The URL up here does not change.
Okay.
So when I create it, it creates the URL for that page, and it doesn't matter what's on the page. It's the same URL no matter what. Buddy, don't go outside. Sorry, I brought my kid with me. Stay in the room, okay? Okay, thank you. So anyway, so for your notes and for your reflection, you would just go to Google Classroom,
Mhm.
find those in Google Classroom, and then just type them, and then
And
close it and walk away and like have this moment of panic, but realize it's good.
Yeah.
So, okay. Your notes are going to be a disaster, especially the first few weeks. There's just like you just trying to figure out how to do stuff. I like to I'm gonna, if it's okay with you, turn off screen share. I like to see growth in the way you learn, especially technology. Like people ask me this all the time, Alice, how did you become so good at technology? I didn't take any classes. I push all the buttons. You give me a new program, I will push all the buttons. I go through every single menu. I look at every menu. I like, oh, what is that? I don't know what that is. And I click on every single thing and I try to make it explode.
Okay.
So give me about 15 minutes. I will know everything about it and then I'll go teach a class on it, you know? And so I want you to try and make things explode. And because if you do, I will give you a high five. So in your notes, you'd be like, yeah, so that thing I was working on,
I'm not going to
it exploded. I don't know what happened to it. Here's what I did. You just describe what you did and we call it good. Okay, so failures, you're going to learn more from trying to, like, here's my directions. You're like, yeah, that's special. I want to do these other things to it and see if I can like do something really cool. And if you mess it up, bonus. Okay? Thank you, son. That's fantastic. So glad.
Oh, we're going to look.
Yeah, that's great.
See?
Yeah, I see.
See, SpongeBob.
So let me see if anyone's asked any questions on the event. Oh, Daisy's here. Okay, so Daisy, I'll give you the jump-in link. So if you click on that link that I just posted. So Daisy, don't comment on the video. Just put your comments here in the workshop space. But if you can join the video, that would be great. So go ahead and ask some questions. Let me see what you're doing. If you join the video, you can do screen sharing and I can see your screen also. What's wrong, buddy? Oh, stop looking at me.
No.
Okay. Okay, so what questions did you have?
It was about like the late notice.
Yeah,
the late.
Okay, you know what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna screen share because this is fun to do. Entire screen. And we're gonna go to memegenerator.net. Now I wouldn't do this with students because some of the meme options are beer. Like here, the first thing you see is the Dos Equis guy.
Yeah.
So not appropriate for students, but I can use it. So I'm gonna just like do a search. Buddy, you're in the way. So we're gonna do late. That fish one's pretty good.
I want to watch that one, Mom.
You have the queen.
Mama, don't want
Fish one?
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to watch that one.
And I'm gonna do your create. Okay. Google Classroom says late. Who cares? Okay. Right, what? Buddy! All right, so you click generate. Nope, don't. Go type on one of those keyboards. Yes, thank you. That's super, son. Okay, so I'm gonna right click. To right click on a Mac, you push 2 fingers down at the same time. Same for a Chromebook. And I'm going to save the image as Google Classroom says late. I'm gonna save it to the desktop. Okay, buddy. You've got a sticky candy. Can you go away? Here, go over here. Go over there.
Can't.
Yes, you can. Over there. Okay, thank you. I've been gone for 2 weeks and I was feeling guilty.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the Fresno State community and I'm gonna do a photo and I'm going to get it from the desktop, the Google Classroom. I like making memes. Apparently I still can't spell Google. Okay, so here's the deal. We actually have very little due dates in this class. At the end of the semester, you're going to present all of your work. So I'm trying to make this class more like being a teacher and not really like being a student.
Okay.
So as a teacher, there's a few things you have to do at certain times. Like I got to take my attendance every day. And, you know, if I have a meeting with a parent, I got to show up for that and bring some student work. And then, you know, you have your team meetings and, you know, you're supposed to bring your test results or whatever for those things. So, I mean, there's stuff you have to do, but all of those things, if you notice, impact other people. Like I need to take my attendance so that the attendance office can do that. I need to, you know, when I show up to a meeting, you know, people are depending on me, so I should do that. So other than those things, you define your own schedule. You do your lesson plans when you want. You do your grading when you want. There aren't set times for most of this stuff.
Yeah.
So my class is actually just like that. Now I'm using the Google Classroom, and I put the due dates on there to give you an idea of like, this is about when you should be doing it. Is your hands all sticky? Just, there you go. Good job. She's not teaching that. You know, so the things that you have to really ask yourself is like, are people depending on me? You know, so if it's like something where you need peer feedback, it's for your collaborative learning group. Hi, welcome. Are you here for CI 149? Yeah, come on in. It's for your collaborative learning group. Basically those things. You know, I'm going to give you feedback like on your lesson plan. If it's something that you need feedback from either myself or classmates, signing up for groups.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to do that on time. The other stuff really kind of flexes. So, and I can't control where it says late. I have no control, but it just does. Which, by the way, we're going to send them a note. So ignore the late in Google Classroom. It will say that on the due date. It does not matter. I don't pay attention to that. Okay, so please pay attention to being a good team member. If others are depending on you, be on time. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I mean, it does because I just explained it to you. Okay. Anyway, ignore it. Does that help?
Yeah,
I know it's stressful. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Google Classroom here. And the thing in Google Classroom is in the bottom left-hand corner, it has this question mark. And I click on the question mark and I go to send feedback. And you should do this a lot.
Okay.
So Google Classroom is a new product. It's only been around for a year. So, you know, there's only so many engineers, you know, making Google Classroom. So there's features that would be nice if it did this, but they just haven't gotten there yet. But they read every piece of feedback. So the late on the due date stresses me out. Please have it say due today instead, or something like that. Is this okay? Is this pretty moved in your mouth? The other thing that drives me crazy, okay, is that it switches ownership. So when you click turn in, you can't edit it. So
I did that already.
and then you have to unsubmit, which then it says unsubmit and late, and it feels stressful. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so technology allows us to rethink how we do things. Instead of assign and do, tech allows for a more flexible mastery learning model. Turning in work and losing editing is not cool. I need to retain ownership of my documents, but alert my teacher to the document. Anyway, the more people that complain about this, the more likely they are to change it. They're trying to recreate paper. So, you know, they made this where they talked to a bunch of teachers, and old school teachers, like when you collect paper, you can't keep editing it. So they want to do that. It's like, well, that's nice. And the reason why we did that is because you had a physical piece of paper. But now that I have digital work and we can have back and forth conversations, like I want you to really think about that. We can have conversations about your work before you turn it in. that makes learning better. Like, how many times as a teacher you've seen yourself or other
Yeah.
people, teacher writes notes all over your paper. Do you actually even read them? Even if you do, because you're obviously a good student, most people don't,
Okay.
right? They just cram it in their bag,
Yeah.
whatever. But even when you read them, and I know you read them, how much are you really internalizing it and learning from it as opposed to almost being mad?
Mhm.
Like, I could have used that information yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, and so when, as a teacher, when you go into a student's document and you give them comments and feedback before it's due, and I'm going to do that with your lesson plan.
Okay.
You're going to get all your comments before you turn it in. So when you turn it in, you've already made your corrections.
Mhm.
So what I need is I want you to be able to have like a check-in date. Like, here, I've done some work. Can you check it so that we can have this back and forth conversation? Because when I give you that same comment before it's due, you're like, oh, I'm fixing that so I don't get marked down, right? You're like, as opposed to at the end, you're like, soul sucking. Same comment.
Yeah.
And so just your role as a teacher is amplified, that you're actually teaching students instead of penalizing them with your comments. And so Google Classroom, in my mind, that's what they need to focus on, is how can I, as a teacher, get feedback to students faster? Thank you, Betty. Yes, you want to go put that in the trash? Okay, trash is by the door, Betty.
What?
It's by the door.
Where?
You'll find it. So anyway, you know, all these things, just send them feedback. Like, let's live in 2016, not 1980, not trying to recreate paper. Yes, I get that that's a traditional structure of school, but we shouldn't still be doing that because technology changes how we do things, right? So
Yeah.
whatever. I'd like to rant. Okay, so any other questions?
Okay, so the workshop, this counts as a workshop.
Yeah, this counts
but
as a
then
workshop.
How do I show that I went to one?
Well, I'm pretty sure that I know that you went to it.
Okay. I know, but like, so if I went
All right,
to one that
so here's what I'm
was
gonna do. I'm gonna do
online-
Command Shift 3. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Woo, okay. And then we're gonna come over here to your notes.
Okay.
Right, that's number 5, right? I go to number 5, find the notes.
Mhm.
Okay, I took a screenshot of this. And I just like stick my cursor there and I drag it on. There you go.
Okay.
So, you know, honestly, you don't need to go like crazy or whatever, but take some screenshots is a great way to show that you were
Okay, so we
participating.
do that for like Twitter and stuff too.
Yeah.
So like we did a discussion on Twitter, we just screenshot it and put one in our
Yep,
notes.
screenshot it or copy paste.
Okay.
You know, in other ways is, you know, on the event page
Mhm.
that you ask some questions
Okay.
and, you know, you post those there. Hopefully, you know, for most workshops, when I say workshop, it's that you're like doing something, like we're going to show you Soundtrap or how to do stuff with Google Drive. And so then like you do something and then you have some work samples
Okay.
that you can submit. You know, you don't need to go overboard,
Okay.
but, you know, a few screenshots and then, you know, just like some bullet points. We already took notes, but see, that's why that big pink thing, you know, just set some bullet points. You know, what are some things that your takeaways from this workshop?
Kind of more understanding of the whole class, like how it works.
Give me some.
The Google Docs onto the website is more clear now because before I was just trying to follow your steps.
That's sassy, right? So this is just give it, just
Okay.
you know, put a few bullet points at the end. Like, these are the kind of the big things that I remember. It's notes.
Okay.
Put stuff that's useful for you that you'd want to revisit or just kind of recap. If you're able to take notes during the thing, great, but probably not. You know, you're trying to pay attention and do the activity.
Mhm.
So just every so often take a screenshot. Now you have a Mac,
Yeah.
right? So Command Shift 3.
Mhm.
Takes a screenshot on the Mac. Or I just like to do this, Command Shift 3, and it's going to show up right over here on the desktop.
Okay.
Or not. Oh, you know what? It does. Come on. Command Shift 3. If I. Oh, there they are. Okay, right. And so then also Command Shift 4 on the Mac does a partial screenshot. Switch this back to screen sharing. So when I do Command Shift 4, you see it gets these little crosshairs?
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a screenshot of where it shows that the screenshot goes to the desktop.
Okay.
So on a Mac, this is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I use this all the time. I'm just going to and you see, you can just literally drag it onto the Google Doc.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll put that in our notes too, right? Drag pictures and screenshots right onto Google Doc.
Okay.
So it's super easy
Yeah,
that
yesterday
way.
I went through and uploaded and did the whole.
Yeah, that's too much work. You
Okay.
just drag it.
Okay.
Now I like to use the Snagit Chrome extension. So I'm over here. So it's this blue S. So I do the Snagit Chrome extension. I go to, region or whatever, and it allows me to take a partial screenshot. And I click the little thing. And where that does is that actually saves to Google Drive.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to give it permission. So I'm going to wait for it to finish syncing. And then I'm going to Control W, Command W on a Mac. I'm just going to close it because I don't need that. Oh, shoot. These are two different accounts. All right, so let me just go to docs. Come here. .google.com. And I'm going to click the little plus. And in this case, I go insert, because I don't have the pic. When I use the Chrome extension, it's not on my desktop, so I can't drag it.
Okay.
So I insert image, and I do it from Google Drive, and I have a folder called TechSmith.
Okay.
Because TechSmith is the company for Snagit. So that picture, that screenshot that I just took, let's sort by last modified, is right here. And so then I can insert it.
Okay.
So if you're using the Chrome extension, which is awesome, just remember it saves to Google Drive. So you're going to go search it in Google Drive to insert it.
Okay.
If you do it with your Mac, you just drag it.
Okay.
Oh, Mac for the win. Yes, we'll go wash our hands in a minute. Okay, buddy? Bless you. Let's see if anyone has given any comments. So the event page gives you a place like while you're watching the video that you can ask questions.
Okay, yeah. How do we go to that page?
Okay, so to get to that, let's just start with, actually let me do it on yours because it'll look different.
Okay.
You go to alicekeeler.com/CI149, right? This is always our starting place.
Yeah.
I put everything here that you need to do. And so then I've got these first few, this is like the same every week. Every week. You sign in, make your blog post, and really do those on like Monday. I think that's a good idea. Just do them on Monday and then schedule out your week. And then, and so scheduling out your week is you go to the events calendar. And I have that linked somewhere. Okay, I'm going to add it here. I don't have it on here, but I'm going to fix that.
Okay.
But where it is linked is on the Google Plus. It says event calendar right here. So, but I will include the hyperlinks. Something that you should do is if you want students to go someplace, you should hyperlink to it.
Okay.
So you'll notice every single time I say go to Google Classroom, I hyperlink to Google Classroom.
Yeah.
So I'll go down through here, and so here I will not embed the calendar every week.
Okay.
So you would go to the events calendar, click here. I know, I have SpongeBob as a meme. Isn't that fun? You have him on your shirt. Why don't you look at it on your shirt? That's so special. Thank you. So when you're in here, these are all the workshops and things. So you're looking for is the word discussion and the word workshop because you want one of each of those. And so like I have a workshop on Monday with Dr. Nelson. So I click and I go to more details. And more details takes you to the event page.
Okay.
So that's where you can ask questions and do stuff. And you can say, yes, I'm going. No, I'm not. Maybe.
Okay.
And then that's where you watch the video. And then I'll post the jump in link so people can participate rather than just watch.
Okay.
So especially if you want to ask questions, jumping in is a good idea. But it does put you on the video. So you could always turn your camera off too if you're feeling self-conscious. My thought here is you want to be a teacher. You shouldn't be self-conscious about being in front of people. That's, whatever.
Yeah.
But then it's also, as you go back here, like, here's the workshops from yesterday. So if you click on that and you go to more details, again, it has the event page, so you can see what people were saying during the event. But then it's got the video archive. So you can watch the video from yesterday even if you weren't able to participate. So the real trick is just you can find everything on the event calendar under more details. And so I'm going to Command Shift 4, do a partial screenshot. Okay. And we're going to go to your notes.
Oh, look at my name.
Drag that in. Nice. So again, the notes are for you, so organize them as useful for you. I expect the first few weeks, again, to be a disaster and that they get better as you go through the semester. Okay. And really, that's really it is at the end of the semester that you're like, look what I learned! And that will be no question because you probably already feel like that today. Like, I learned a lot already! Yeah. But you'll learn a lot by the end of the semester. So the end of the semester is actually, most people get an A. And it's just you just bragging about the stuff that you've learned. So that's really the focus of this class. It's not about collecting points. It's about bragging about what you've learned. So focus on that. We're super good to go. The reason why people don't get an A is because of their choice. Like they got busy. There's a few things they didn't do, and so I didn't really participate in the Google Plus community. They're just missing a few things on their portfolio. It's the end of the semester. They were busy. Yeah. Some of them slacked off and didn't get their reflections all done. And it's those little things. And most of them get a B. So, but at least 80% of my students got an A last semester. So this class is a lot of work, but it's not anything to stress about. Okay. Because this class is actually not about any of the work itself. Like all of the activities, like make a website and do this Google Doc, and here's the challenge. Even if you do them wrong, I'm going to take off of the screen share here because it's not very exciting screen share. Even if you do everything wrong, I don't care. It's an intro class. So your lesson plan is going to be terrible. Guaranteed. It's your first lesson plan. Yeah. It will be terrible. So you're going to give me a terrible lesson plan. I'm going to give you some comments. You're going to make it slightly less terrible. Okay. Even after teaching for 2 or 3 years, your lesson plans are not going to be that awesome. This job is hard. Yeah. So my expectation on none of this stuff is that you'll be awesome at it. Is that you tried it. Okay. And you were successful or not. Whatever, just try it. Yeah. And since I don't give points, it's a low risk of failure. I'm hoping you feel brave to push buttons. Yeah. I will take you to the bathroom right now, son. Hold on. So then for me, it's just what did you learn out of it? That's why I have so much reflection. Okay. Because I don't care if you're successful at the task. I want to know, okay, well, that's nice. So we made Google Docs. How am I going to do this with my students and what's my plan? So I just want to see you planning out your future classroom. And that's what the takeaways are. Okay. Does that help? Yeah. Is that good? All right. So that is our workshop. Let me just see if I have any questions or anything. Nope. Okay. So post questions to the Google Plus community if you get lost. And that is the end of this workshop.